game done right.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ASUS ROG live from Helsinki, Finland. We are about to go into the final map of the grand finals. The last map to rule them all between ENCORE and myRevenge to settle the title here of ASUS ROG Summer 2014. But this has been one hell of a ride, and we did get our third map, Lurpus, after all.
We did. We got what we asked for, and now it's just time to settle it all, like you said. It's one more map, and we're finally going to know who's the best team here at this event.
This is it, man. And it's been such a battle for both of these teams. In fact, myRevenge still getting a 2-0 in their semifinal, but ENCORE having to take out Nostalgia, the mixed team from Europe, the death team, basically, that was going into this tournament, but ENCORE on home turf. And I'm glad to see the father of CS, Natu, smiling. That's the kind of mentality right now, the mindset we need out of these players, because they have to be feeling loose, they have to be feeling ready. And after that win, that decisive win on Dust 2, they're definitely going to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, of course he's going to be feeling happy. They just tied the series up at 1 after a fairly terrible opening map.
All right, but so we're letting everybody know that we're ready. We're letting everybody know that we're ready. Of course, we're live now on Finnish national television, and they get to run the show. So it takes a little bit of time for us to actually get things going because, of course, you know, TV schedule trumps all, and they're the ones who are making the calls.
Just again, a friendly reminder for those of you watching at home, you might want to consider watching this on the television.
Mm-hmm.
I think the people in charge of what gets put on television like numbers. They're numbers people.
Numbers are
so
good.
We get bigger numbers. We'll get bigger numbers on those checks that we may or may not be handing out later. I'm not sure if we have checks or not, but bigger numbers nonetheless.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, we're going to have the prize ceremony up here. We just learned this, guys. So the prize ceremony is going to be right up here next to us on the main stage here at ASUS. But we shall see who's going to get that first place prize, that first place podium position. We are ready now to get into the knife round, and this is going to be sick. This is going to be very important here.
All right, let's jump into the game. Seeing as it is the grand final and the deciding map of it, we probably should already catch the knife round.
Oh yeah, this is going to settle who gets to start on the CT side, who gets to start on the T side, and I think it's going to be important here as to who actually gets that strong start. Inferno, a CT-sided map, but not by much, but still, having that CT side allows you to make a couple errors, allows you to give up a couple rounds, and it doesn't throw the game away, whereas, you know, if you have a rough T side, it's pretty brutal to hit the ground running in the second half. As they throw their pistols at each other, they're just, yeah, they're hoping to get a bit of a distraction going, and ENCORE get the first blood in this knife round, so myRevenge are going to have to play very carefully. They need this CT start, I think, to bounce back from that Dust 2 performance there, because ENCORE are looking fired up and ready to go. They're hungry. And there we go. 2 kills, brings it back to a 3-on-2. Kyotobi is currently looking for the wraparound here. He's going to meet up with his teammate, who's trailing a crazy pack of Finns. And there we go.
If you are just tuning in, this is a Finnish crowd.
Yeah, I think that's become pretty clear.
So this is probably going to continue if ENCORE keep winning.
Right, here we go, guys. Wasting no time at all. ENCORE on your left on your screen, myRevenge on your right. Both of them getting hyped, but this is going to be it. The pistol round now to start off the final map of this grand finals. Who will walk away the winner? Who's going to walk away empty-handed? We shall see. As it does look like it's going to be a fairly aggressive push all the way up to the top of Banana. They are wasting no time, and the Epsilon strat coming out. Massive damage dealt already, and Reflex alive in CT. The smoke goes down, but the rotation has begun here for ENCORE. They're trying to get here as quickly as possible to just put the pressure on myRevenge, who have taken a massive amount of damage to start. And they have to play it very safely here, as ENCORE try to find a way in. Smokes are going to go down to block out off to try and narrow the angles here, but already 2 losses suffered. They managed to strike back, bring it back somewhat. Corona's alive and taking the duel, but it's going to come down to Disturbed. It's just going to rush a man down and walk straight into a crossfire, and it falls apart. myRevenge playing the site well and just covering the angles that they needed to there at the end of that round.
Yeah, good job by myRevenge there, taking that B side and holding on to it. Some of their players were very low on health just as they got in there. So nice setup by them, and they just held that crossfire until the bitter end.
And that's exactly how you have to play it. I mean, this is the thing. You hold behind in corner and hold behind new boxes, and the T side has to run at you, essentially. And if you can get that crossfire right, we saw what happened right there. So very well played there by myRevenge, keeping their cool in that sort of tense situation. And now ENCORE going for a bit of a stack over at the A site, wanting to see if they can lure myRevenge in to a crossfire of their own. CZ75 is pretty brutal at close range, and myRevenge for now are slowly working their way up mid. Watching out for the flank, but they're still watching both angles right now, and they may try and go through Arch, and this is huge. We actually have a stack from Natu and KHRN in Arch, but Disturbed, is he going to get the drop on them? We're going to whisper here because we don't want anybody to hear. This is very secret business. The trap is set. Are they going to walk into it? Disturbed, point blank headshot, and this is where it begins. KHRN darts out, and Natu checks the angle as well, but no follow-up kill. A quick 1-for-1 trade here.
And myRevenge are going to be attacking the A bomb side while ENCORE actually are rotating back to B. So could be a fairly simple take here for the Danes from now on. KHRN, the final member standing for ENCORE with his CZ75. And Asilion actually very low on health.
KHRN pacing himself, has to check the angles. He gets spotted out from the safe plant position. And myRevenge is full HP right now. Asilion, however, very low. And it is going to come down to myRevenge peeking.
Just bad timing for KHRN. He was waiting patiently, but guess what? myRevenge was even more patient, and he could be more patient because he had the time ticking on his side.
Exactly. That bomb, once it starts running, it gets really tough there, especially for a last man standing. But still, a very solid eco round there from ENCORE, getting 3 kills. That does some economic damage, and myRevenge are going to have to spend a lot of that money getting re-equipped in this round. So it is a very strong start, actually, from both teams. A close pistol round and a close second round. This makes me think that ENCORE stand a pretty good chance of getting the momentum once they get their rifles in that 4th round bye. But once again, pistols here for ENCORE going into the 3rd round. They aren't quite there yet with the money to get that bye. XArt is currently darting around on A, trying to make it sound like there's a whole troop of players over here on the defense, but there's a stack on B, and ENCORE are just hoping once again that myRevenge are going to walk into the crosshairs. Doesn't seem to be the case though right now. myRevenge really slowly pacing this out, taking their time, checking all of the angles. They're even going to nade into that corner to make sure that Disturbed can't try and catch them off guard again. But now it begins. They're going to push right behind him. KHRN goes leaping through, drops a man down. He still gets a shot, and that was a big play there. Natu still alive at the bottom of Banana. This is going to force the rotation out, and it looks like myRevenge want to try and put some more pressure here towards the B side.
He's going to be falling back, but there's no way he can defend this side all by himself. And with just the USP in hand, he's getting a teammate there rotating now. Reflex needs to make something happen here.
Reflex with that CZ75, peeks out at the perfect time, and it's a team kill, in fact. Barry getting shot in the head by Asilion, but now this sets it up. Damage has been dealt to the T side. Natu is alive with this USPS waiting around the corner. Asilion gets a drop on him though, but there's still XArt alive, and he's very close by. But again, 3 kills going ENCORE's way. myRevenge, they have to hold once again, and XArt is just pacing it. Same position, patiently waiting. The damage has been done, and myRevenge have to be oh so careful, but there's the peak. XArt trying to land the shots. He gets headshot in the meantime through the wall there, and that's not going to help things. Drops him down to 20 HP, and despite the emphatic clapping by the crowd, I don't think he's going to get these final kills. He's run out of time to be able to defuse this bomb, and myRevenge are basically looking for a way out. Still gets a parting kill, and that is a job well done.
That's a very good save round by ENCORE. There's no way to look at it but that. I mean, myRevenge is so low on money despite being up 3-0, and if ENCORE can just win this round, that'll be huge for them.
They need to work it out, but I like that XArt actually goes for this AWP. Now, does he take the peak mid and he actually find a shot? That's the real question. Smoke should go down to block him off. And that's actually a very nice smoke. In fact, double nade from the back of Banana, but that's not going to connect with anybody. And the flash in to allow Reflex to set up a different position here. So myRevenge gathering up, getting ready, gearing themselves to go for perhaps a little bit of a peek around the corner because this smoke is not down yet. There's still an opportunity for them. They're going to go ahead and speed up. Xancer just goes rushing through. Point blank's Reflex. That's not going to help things here for ENCORE, but Natu is still alive. Crouching in flowers, and he's about to get flanked out, and there it is. Xancer catches him off guard. myRevenge picks off KHRN. And the first buy round for ENCORE not going their way here. They have to back off and save once again. And that is definitely not the start that they were looking for here, but really the sheer like the sheer aggression out of myRevenge looks like it just caught ENCORE off guard, because by the time that smoke was down, Xanser was already through and just inflicting damage on Reflex.
Yeah, there's just no way they were going to be able to defend that site. But ENCORE trying to save these 2 weapons, and they will hold on to them. Still, tough start for them now. myRevenge already have 4 rounds, and Inferno, despite being a fairly evenly matched map, it still does generally favor the CT side by a tiny margin. So ENCORE definitely don't want to let myRevenge run up too big of a lead here, especially considering their mighty struggles on it against Nostalgia.
Yeah, that was a map that was fairly brutal. But this is a map that also ENCORE should have plenty of experience on. This is the thing, you know, both of these teams, a very common map. In group play and bracket play, you always see Inferno. So they've put the work in. Now it's a matter of remembering that, basically, and applying it here in this match when all the pressure is on their shoulders to get that big W. The KHR on holding, and the crossfire setup now. XR here to lend a hand with this AWP. The bomb is slowly working its way through A apartments, however. And guess who's crouching on the other side? That's Disturbed, and he's holding a very fine angle here. But this is going to be enough of a warning for him to be able to react in time and drop back in the pit, change up his position. He backs off, and that smoke is going to go down. Smoke's coming in on this A site, though, and Disturbed completely flashed. They're going to come leaping out at him. He's not going to get anything here. It's going to come down to KHRN, just keeping them stuck in this pit. That's what he has to do now. This is his job. Cannot let them get out of this pit right now, and he's going to get 1 kill. Stays alive as well. And this is good work here by KHRN. So long as he's on this site, myRevenge can't progress. And he just needs to play it patient. The flames everywhere, and another headshot for KHRN. The performance is there, and they are stuck. Rats in a trap right now, and Asilian and Kirby
KHRN just needs to stay alive. That's all he needs to do, because the clock is ticking on his side.
He's the linchpin right now for ENCORE. Thing is that Reflex right now, he's on a bit of a mission as well. The double layer of defense, and KHRN, even if he goes down at this point, this could be big.
And KHRN!
4 kills and a very solid hold. Some of the best play that we've seen so far all tournament long. KHRN staying alive and playing that hold perfectly.
KHRN playing so well. I mean, he's been amazing throughout this tournament. Really impressed by his play.
But there's still money left here for myRevenge to buy. Not a huge buy, though. They've taken so much damage throughout all of these anti-eco rounds that myRevenge, they don't have a whole bag, they don't have much of a bank to work with here, and that's going to slow them down somewhat. So, big round here for ENCORE. If they can take this away from myRevenge, they should be able to turn this into 3 rounds fairly quickly. Smoke going to go down, and once again, they're going to line it up for Reflex, who gets the jump this time. He's not getting surprised twice. Gets there first, and that's going to force them back into the waiting arms of Disturbed and KHRN on the A site. Is KHRN going to give us a repeat performance, though? We're all wondering.
Reflex here looking at the smoke in the B bomb site. And that is also where myRevenge are. Somewhere behind that smoke in the banana area, but still unsure of where they want to go.
Oh, Barry taking a shot. That's going to alert the defense here on the A site. They've rotated back 3 guys here to cover solid as well. XR looking towards long right now. And the peak, is he going to get it? Oh, and there you go, Mups. There's the punish. And XR repeat performance? No, it's not going to happen. This time it's going to be KHRN. And this is actually causing a bit of a delay here, and this is working myRevenge's way. They're going to be able to get onto this site. The only man here to stop them, well, is going to be KHRN picking off Barry, but this bomb plant could happen. Reflex tries to deny it through the smoke, and he just barely aims too high. Kirby will take him out, and the bomb plant has now happened for myRevenge. A big play from them. This gives them the bonus money, but it's a 2-on-4 hold, and ENCORE have so much more HP. They should be able to come back in.
But they need to stop wasting time and actually just go for it.
1 at a time, and there it is. Quick 1-for-1. There's still a man alive, however, and he's alive in banana. Eyes on the site. Gets another kill. Kirby alive with 4 HP now. He's going to almost get a 3rd as well. Very close call there.
A good job by Natu getting those final 2 kills.
That was way too close for comfort, though, there. Natu. If Natu goes down, Natu goes
down, myRevenge wins that round.
That's it. He was the final bastion there of defense for ENCORE. But, you know, the thing is that Natu will only put up with so many shenanigans before he puts his foot down and puts you to bed. like the play here from Encore, changing up how they're holding, getting a bit in their face right now, getting a bit aggressive. The boost, however, that's an interesting play here. Kirby is actually boosted to look over towards Carr through the smoke, through the very top of this smoke as the second smoke goes down. But he is going to be able to spot any man who goes for a peek, and Natu taking a lot of damage with no opportunity to return fire. So a nice little poke there by myRevenge to make sure that Encore is still on their toes. Excuse me.
And not a lot of money on myRevenge. In fact, Encore, although a negligible difference, they do have more money now than myRevenge, who only have two pistols on Barry and Zanzer. Rest of them have rifles, but Encore could potentially tie the game up if they win this round. Reflex playing the key role with his head buried in the wall here. He's not going to get blinded by the oncoming flashes by the Danes. myRevenge once again on the flank on the other side of the map here.
Well, we see the setup. Smokes and flashes go through it. Reflex holds down Mouse 1. Gets 2 huge frags. And now Natu alive behind new boxes. And again, he has to play it. He has to channel his inner KHRN, but it's not going to happen. In fact, a very quick take here for the B site after such a strong start. Reflex gets, demolished, and we're into a 3-on-3. myRevenge doing his job with the flank. So now, Encore, they don't know it yet, but they are on a timer. They have to get in here very quickly and pick off these guys. And this is it. myRevenge, do they hear the steps? Xrd hears the steps. But Barry finds a kill on Disturbed. And myRevenge, if he stays alive, they're never going to be able to do this. Now it's KHRN with 1. But he's caught in the crossfire, goes leaping across. Going to get the second, but not the third. And myRevenge once again coming in big for his team.
And myRevenge really is playing the get-right role here, just flanking all around the map. He's basically not even part of his team's strategies. But he's very successful doing what he does, so you can't really complain, can you?
No, you really can't knock him too much. I mean, he gets there late, and he lets the suspense build, basically. He's keeping us on the edge of our seat. But that was a very fine play there by myRevenge to bounce back here. That is actually going to force Encore onto a round of eco, and that's not what the Finns want at this point. Buys myRevenge a second breath of fresh air as well, seeing as how they were able to avoid eco themselves. That was such an important round right there as far as the money's concerned and the momentum in this first half. But a nice little peek there by KHRN up in apartments is going to do a bit of damage to myRevenge. Tag down the offender. And once again, it seems like myRevenge, I really like this play from myRevenge as well. They see that they have success on the B site. Why fix it if it ain't broke? And Natu is going to be trying to hold them off here. This is going to come down to Reflex in this position, but he's getting pre-fired. Doesn't stop him from getting 1 frag. Natu trying his best to get a headshot, and he will. Natu holds for now, but the defense has been broken. And myRevenge once again lurking, putting shots onto Disturbed, and the little cheeky smoke at the bottom of the banana. Pretty much, you might as well hear the sound of a door slamming shut, because Disturbed is not making it through that smoke in one piece.
See if Xrd can get this kill, and he will be able to. Bomb gets blinded, but he cannot escape. And that may well be the difference between potentially winning this save round and see myRevenge still take it home. But Disturbed with a kill.
This has become a very real round here, but Barry, not wasting a single second, picks up that bomb and immediately plants it. And now the tables have turned. Disturbed, had he played it right, he could have been able to keep Barry from planting that bomb, really played the clock, but now he picks up a gun. And he's got the firepower. But
he's playing it very slowly. There's not a lot of time, and Barry's actually already on the flank. I don't think Disturbed is going to know it, and no, that's not going to be it. Barry with a nice smart 1v1 play there, the leader of myRevenge. Holding it down for his team, who almost lost there on that save round. 2-6 now is the score against myRevenge, and the Danes are looking very strong here.
They are. And right now, this is when Encore have to step in with this second buy. As they are giving way too much room to myRevenge right now to work. 6 rounds on the T side is already a very good scoreline. And myRevenge continue to pressure the B site. They feel like they found the weakness in Encore's armor right now, and they're just going to keep hammering away and keep getting free rounds here. This is the thing. myRevenge, why let up the pressure? Why change it up if it's working?
What's more surprising is why Encore are not mix it up. Seeing as their B defense is not holding at all, they probably should be playing aggressive in banana, at least doing something there to mix it up. So far, they have not done it, and the bomb is once again in banana, and it looks like myRevenge are ultimately going to attack the B bomb side. myRevenge, of course, on the flank.
Well, let's see. Zanzer's going to be first man in. Mad Spray gets 1. Not going to get the second, though. Natu is still alive, and they try to rush through the smoke, but he gets a second kill. Shuts it down, and Natu holds, but then he gets sprayed through. Xart is still here, though, and he's going to just hang back on the other side of the smoke. The big man here is going to be disturbed, and he's already been shot at, but that's basically myRevenge again playing his lurk role. If B site take fails, myRevenge, they have myRevenge getting them the A site, and now everything changes. Xart has to haul ass get over here to this A site as quickly as possible. They have 2 kids, so they do have a little bit of time to work with here, but look at this positioning from Asilian. Do they even have any idea that he's up here? KHRN is going to check, but he does the double take. It's not going to be fast enough. Xart's going to be peeking alone towards this A site now. And he's going to spot out one. Goes for Barry, gets the spray, but there's a man in pit. He's still alive, not going to get it. It's all going to be down on Disturbed, who picks up the last man alive on the site. But Asilian is still here. Not going to have
time. Not going to be getting the fuse, and he's not even going to be able to run out from the bomb distance. He's going to get blown up, and myRevenge looking super strong. I mean, they're up 7-2 and arguably the harder side of this map. And it really does look like if ENCORE can't pull themselves together here pretty soon, they're going to let this final slip away from their hands. Yeah,
and I think that's the case right now. They're looking pretty focused at this point on ENCORE's side because they realize they're quickly running out of time here, running out of rounds. They need to get every remaining round left in this half, essentially. That is it. There's no discussion. But now they're on eco, and that's not going to make their lives too easy here. myRevenge are really just playing this so well, able to recover during that break and get the strong start on Inferno that they needed. Reflex takes a peek at Banana and spots out the man holding. That's going to be Zancer, who's looking towards top. Not going to find anything, but still information gained. And Disturbed currently lurking in apartments, just hoping that somebody's going to be walking into his crosshairs. It is going to come down to Xart at Arch, and he decides to play it safe and back off. Reflex is here to support him as well.
Slow round by myRevenge. They're playing very slow and methodical CS. They're not making mistakes, sorry. They're not taking too many risks. Everything they're doing so far is working, so you release on ENCORE now to make the needed adjustments, because what they're doing so far and what they've been doing earlier on has not been working. So something's got to give.
Well, myRevenge has found the first frag so far of this round, managing to pick off Disturbed, who was working his way out from apartments, but now it comes down to a big play here from the men on the site. And Xart is going to be looking towards short. Reflex boosted up, gets one. There it is. Xart manages to pick up another, and this has turned into a 2-on-2. They have yet to get onto this site, but with 25 seconds left, there isn't a whole lot of time. Zancer, however, with 2 decisive headshots, gets rid of the opposition. And ENCORE now, they will go for the bye, but this is basically the bye of the tournament here for them.
Yeah, it's getting to that point where if they lose more rounds, there's just no way for them to get back in it anymore, as you see a replay of Xart's 2 kills there with the CZ75. There's been a bunch of close rounds, good effort, and I think finally we're seeing an adjustment from ENCORE in Banana. A couple early nades doing damage, and Natu staying here in Banana aggressively. First skill Reflex.
And Natu, can he make it out in one piece? Yes, he can. And this is a fine start here for ENCORE. This is how they needed to shift things up. Aggressive nades, aggressive peaks, and just get the job done. myRevenge, though, in the meantime, working his way through apartments. He's going to check the angles, make sure nobody can lurk there. Disturbed was there last time.
Certainly a good adjustment by ENCORE, but it just took too long to make it. Let's see if Natu can connect. No, he's not gonna be able to do it. It's gonna be taken out by Barry. And Disturbed gonna be taken up by myRevenge, and KHRN needs to do something crazy here in the A site, or his team's once again gonna be losing. And look at this, it's actually a fake.
It is. And this is the power of myRevenge's position. ENCORE are always second guessing themselves. Reflex goes for the shot, not going to find the headshot yet. He's going to run out of time. He gets caught in the corner, slammed around, and ENCORE now down into a 2-on-3 situation, and there's really no saving here. Xart, they have to try and step in. Sometimes you just have to go for it, and damage has been done to 2 of the members on myRevenge. Xart about to run into the man with full HP, though, nearly, and Zancer lives, and there's the final frag going for Kirby. myRevenge with a very solid 3-man hold here on this B site. And Inferno is looking like this is going to be such an uphill struggle for ENCORE from this point forward. They need to get the 6 rounds. You can repeat this at the beginning of every round remaining in this half. ENCORE, if they want a fighting chance here, they have to get the last 4 rounds. myRevenge are in a terrific position after just excellent play so far. KHRN, though, aggression on Banana, pushing down mid. He's going to get 2 big frags, and that's how you change things up. The push comes in, and Natu has got the back.
But no help for KHRN. His teammate just left him out hanging there all by himself. No help with trading, and all of a sudden it's just a 3v3 situation that actually favors myRevenge. And Reflex gets the kill. That's a big kill in the hallway. MupsG too. Natu now hiding in this corner nearby. We'll see if Asilion might decide to go towards the banana. Far away Disturbed, but he really cannot allow the terrorists to take him out now. He's baiting for Natu. And right now he needs to rotate to the A bomb site because Reflex is not going to be able to hold it by himself with 20 health.
No, that's the thing. He's stuck in pit, and he's actually in a pretty decent spot. If you can hear them coming in apartments, you know, you can prepare for the push.
In fact, Natu should already be flanking, but yeah, I think because they're losing by so much, he's really wary of making more mistakes, and that's why he's just holding put here.
Well, there you go. The job well done. And Asilion now knows where Reflex is. Is he going to get a cheek nade into the back of pit? Yes, but he's too early with it. Looks for the headshot, though, and not going to find the angle quite yet. 20 seconds left on this clock, though, and he has to go. He's got the bomb. Good spray on a Disturbed on the site, and now this kind of opens it up. He's got options. He's going to overwhelm the man in pit. And on short, Natu. He rotated late, but he got there in time. Saves the round for his team. And ENCORE will pick up that crucial third round. myRevenge still able to force. And it's going to be a bit of a tight buy here for them. They don't have a whole lot in the bank either. ENCORE, if they pick up this round, they should be able to get 5 out of it. Whereas myRevenge continue to just press forward their advantage. Aggressive play. And this is not something we've seen yet, actually. Going up second mid like this. And this could be an opening, perhaps. There is a man holding the corner. That's Exart. Nice little nade. That's going to catch Barry. Bloody his nose.
MupsG only has a deagle. Not too much money right now for the Danes.
No. I mean, we're looking at KHRN essentially to step it up big again. And KHRN falling back to that spot on site that he's had so much luck with. The stellar hold from him. And right now, they're just kind of setting up a boost. I love the boost. If I can just find the man who's doing it.
Look at KHRN. He knows it. And he's perfectly peeking it. They get the kill.
Looking to take a peek at short, but he's really just trying to hold his position right now. MupsG jumping, trying to figure it out, but Disturbed peeks, gets the first. Exart will find one in the meantime. And the last man alive here, Zancer, along with MupsG. They still have to make the play for this site. 30 seconds left on the clock. They're trying to wrap around to see if they can't catch the man Arch off guard, but this smoke is blocking off Reflex, so it's not going to limit too much. Reflex is going to just put pre-fire through, actually. That gives away his position, but KHRN on long will not be denied. Reflex, however, has already shown his position, so MupsG knows that he can't get through here, and he's only got 10 seconds left to get on this site. Natu's hoofing it. Reflex is there, and Exart on the site will get the final frag.
And a nice A-hold by ENCORE. That's going to force myRevenge on a save round. And assuming nothing crazy happens here and the Finns are able to take the saving Danes out, that'd give him 5 rounds. And after that, you just know myRevenge are either going to be going to B or faking B and going back to A. Because A has not been working out. A has not been kind to them the same way B has.
Exactly right. And a quick smoke down, but it's going to be the YOLO trade. There's the spray. It's the slaughter! KHRN even roasting him. He got hungry. He wanted a snack. And the crowd on their feet. That round. That was a very fine controlled spray. And the crossfire now. Going into the 15th round. The buy possible here for myRevenge. They are fully equipped going into it, as are ENCORE. It's all going to come down to who cracks first here in this final round of the first half. No aggression coming out towards Banana, though, at the beginning here from myRevenge. Once again, they find themselves grouping up, and this is going to be an apartment play. And we haven't really seen them go aggressive from apartments yet. They're really trying to shift things up, dig into their repertoire here, myRevenge, trying to bring up the big plays that's going to get them this last round, put them in the double digits at the end of the first half here. I do like this diversity.
KHRN is in a key spot here.
This is big because guess who's going to peek around that corner soon? It's going to be Kirby if he decides to go out from Boiler. There's backup from Disturbed as well, looking towards short. But this does seem like it's going to be a straight-up YOLO off the balcony, a jump.
Disturbed also in a key spot here in big pit.
If they decide to go for it, they're going to just go full play. Flash is going to slow things down. And now MupsG is going to land a jumping headshot on Disturbed. And 2 kills, quick kills coming in. Exart may be able to stop them in pit, though. But once again, The smokes go out, the flash as well. He's madly spraying, crossing his fingers, hoping he gets somebody there, but it's not going to be the case. And now it comes down to the retake situation now for ENCORE. That smoke has yet to clear, but Reflex finds a spray through the smoke, and Reflex with a double, in fact, over it short, catches the rotation before it can get underway.
Asilion down to low health. And time once again ticking against ENCORE here.
Oh, this is going to be big here. Not to have to push in, but he's not going to get it. And myRevenge will pick up 10 rounds. A phenomenal performance from them in this first half on this T side. Inferno coming out ahead and putting ENCORE in dire straits now going into the second half. ENCORE need this pistol to have a chance at the title here. There's no getting around it, Lurpus.
No, there's no getting around it. But there's always a but.
There is always a but.
Pistol rounds really do make a big difference, and that is a large part of why myRevenge were able to get so many T-side rounds on this map. If ENCORE can just win the pistol round, and that's the big if here. If they lose the pistol, it's going to be a really tough battle trying to get back in it. But if they can get the pistol round, that opens up all the doors for them to make a big comeback and have a strong T-side, just like myRevenge just did.
That was nice coordination there that we just witnessed from ENCORE. Barry staying alive on this A site, but both ENCORE peeking at the same time. They're trying to catch him off guard. Barry now shifting over to mid to make sure that there's no rotation coming through.
And myRevenge, 4 players stacked in the B bomb site.
Yeah. Gamble gaming at its finest, but hey, it can work. Reflex taking advantage of a little edge there to be able to jump onto and look towards the back of that B site. But look at position here from Barry, again, trying to peek into apartments, figure out what exactly ENCORE are up to, because they have yet to really see them anywhere on the map. Apart from that double peek, Barry has not seen them cross over through T-pit. He's not seen them cross through mid. So he's still wondering exactly what's going on here. Where did those 3 players go? And those 3 players are like stacked up one on top of the other, and they're finally going in. And is Barry going to get the lucky shot? No, he is not. Asilion will find the headshot on Reflex, and they're just trying to go for a B take here, but this is all a diversion. It's all going to be about the A site now for ENCORE. They have done massive damage to Asilion and Zanzer both.
Asilion and Zanzer both down to 2 health. Very much a winnable round, but KHRN missing his shots there. Deals a lot of damage to Kirby, though.
Oh, and this is just burning time off the clock right now for this retake. Natu, no fear, decides to charge forward. He's actually going to change it up completely, come around from long. In the meantime, Asilion is gone, and Zanzer still alive, and Boiler looking for a shot. He will find the headshot on Natu finally. It's KHRN, last man alive, 1v3, gets one, jumps up, nearly going to get 2, but it's not going to happen. And myRevenge, they don't have the time, do they? 7, and they do. They pick up the kit in the nick of time and get the defuse, and myRevenge will pick up the second pistol round here in this second half. 2 pistol rounds now for myRevenge.
What a nice retake by myRevenge. 2 of their players down to just so little health. 1 more bullet would have made all the difference. And now we see ENCORE going for the save round. That's going to give myRevenge 12 rounds and a commanding lead. And they're going to be heavily favored now to win this tournament.
This is really big now. Shots put to mid from Zanzer, looking for a bit of the pop flash. Not going to get it though. He has to back off and make sure he doesn't shoot his teammate in the head, that is. myRevenge now going to be the one using that scout. But in the meantime, Reflex is pushed up solo to the top of B, and he is going to get punished. The master of Banana, apparently he is not. But that is not how ENCORE need this to go. They need to find the entry frag here, and KHRN almost shoots his teammate in the face. They're wired tight here, ENCORE. They need to find big frags, but in order to do that, they have to find CTs, and right now, myRevenge are backing off, giving ground. Barry takes a peek, gets 2 kills. He could get a 3rd one as well, runs out of bullets. This is an opportunity now for KHRN, who has to run and reload as well, and Barry chases him down. 12 rounds now for myRevenge, and ENCORE, they go for the buy now because they have got that plant going for them in the pistol. Just barely putting enough money together to get a reasonable buy here.
Now we just gotta wait and see whether ENCORE has it in them to make another comeback.
And that's
they already mounted one, granted a smaller one against Nostalgia, but stakes are bigger now. And Exart starts it strong with a kill on myRevenge.
Zanzer with a hell of a return, however.
I don't think Disturbed has realized how close the Danes are coming through Banana there.
Oh, and this is actually a super aggressive push coming out here from myRevenge.
Hey, Disturbed with a lucky headshot there. But you know, it all counts.
It does. It adds up here. And that's actually the man advantage now for ENCORE. myRevenge getting punished somewhat for the aggression. Smoke going to go down to block it, but Asilion decides to back off and play it safe. And we still have to see exactly where ENCORE wants to go this, but they really do need to pick up the pace a little bit here. I feel like they have been taking a little bit too much time in these rounds. They need to apply the pressure and just start setting it up and not wait until there's only 20 seconds left on this clock before they make their play.
Yeah, the problem is they're still afraid of there being a CT lurking somewhere in the middle. But I think now they have it cleared up, and pretty soon they are going to make up their mind and decide which bomb side they want to attack. And like you said, they've been far too slow this entire tournament, and really now is the time to pick up their pace.
Now would be the golden opportunity, and they seem to be making the right call, going towards that B site, but myRevenge are only holding it with one. Disturbed making noise.
It's actually a fake, and myRevenge are not buying what ENCORE are selling.
No, they're not. Zancer lands a stunning first shot there. A flick. He gets the second shot as well. This is turned into a turkey shoot. Reflex will take him out. Into a 2-on-2 we go, but Kirby sprays him down as he gets onto the site, and now it is down to Disturbed. 1v4, 7 seconds left, 6 seconds left. He is not going to make it through. Kirby is still alive and looking from the pit, and they are going to run out of time. Now Disturbed has to live. Disturbed has to survive, and he does. Lives with 1 HP.
And once again, poor clock management by ENCORE, just taking too slow there, clearly. And also Disturbed just hung around for far too long. He stayed far back for something like 5 more seconds after throwing all their nades, trying to pick a duel, even though it was already painfully obvious to myRevenge that it was a fake. And that's why he wasn't there in time.
Nasty nade down there. But you are right, it's coming down to the timing right now, and it's looking a little shaky here for ENCORE. But myRevenge, I mean, you got to admire how they did not buy that fake one bit. KHRN will get the drop on myRevenge, though, and that's a good blow dealt to the defense. Brings it into a 4-on-4. Now a 4-on-3. Disturbed has picked up a rifle, but Zancer continues his reign of terror with this AWP. Rarely missing shots now that they've got the momentum going their way. Reflex up in the apartments is just going to be bunny hopping his way through. But is he the bunny from the Holy Grail? That's the question, because if he is, this is going to turn everything around, because I don't think myRevenge have a holy hand grenade. There is, however, a man lurking behind the car. He goes for the double spray, but hey, that bunny's got teeth. Reflex rolls into this site. He's got an AK now. If he could find the shot on a Cillian who's holding a CT, this would be big, and he does! Good spray, 40 seconds left, and he's turned this into a 1v2. Reflex.
And buried just 17 points of health.
17 points on Barry. Near full HP on Zancer.
Yeah, sorry, Barry, of course.
But Reflex is out and hunting. And this aggression, can it pay off? Zancer's waiting right around the corner. He walks into it, and Reflex gets it, turns it into a 1v1. This would be the biggest clutch if he could just find the last frag, and he doesn't. And he doesn't. It came so close, but Barry gets the drop on him, spots him first. And myRevenge now on 14 rounds, despite ENCORE's best efforts here.
And once again, Barry, who comes through in the clutch.
Yeah, and Barry, the in-game leader for myRevenge as well. He's been doing fantastic.
Nice, really nice job there by Reflex, even getting the 3rd kill, but he just really thought that Barry was going to tap the bomb at any second there. He did not expect Barry to be swinging out there, peeking. And that's why it looked like Reflex was completely out of place there at the end.
Nades down to the bottom of Banana. Nobody gets tagged though. ENCORE avoiding the damage handily here. But there is a push up here in the apartments, and I like this kind of play to change things up. Zancer looking with the AWP, very aggressive hold, and he's got support from upstream to make sure the flank can't come in and catch him. So does not to peek, does not to take the bait. Does he go in here? Does he dare Lady Luck to cut him some slack? And he will. Zancer now with the shot. Pre-fire. He gets shot through the wall, though. It's an exchange, and Natu comes out behind in that one. myRevenge, though. Look at myRevenge's position. He has no fear. He's really just waiting out here now. He could potentially ruin ENCORE's day right here. If he peeks out at the right time while ENCORE are setting up for this A take, this could be huge, and he's about to take a look. Spots one man, drops the bomb carrier. That's going to stop the push as well. They have to worry about the lurker. And there's his answer. Point blank, gets one. No scope headshot on KHRN. Gonna go for another one, but he's not gonna get it. Oh, and he gets overwhelmed in the end, but it's still a 2-on-4 situation. Natu out of the apartments, gets caught, and now it's Reflex once again. Wait for that long-range shot. But myRevenge are playing it down to a T right now. There's Reflex once again standing his ground, but he gets overwhelmed. Too many angles to watch, and myRevenge are now 1 round away from picking up the title here. ENCORE. It's all or nothing now. Perfect CS.
It really is all or nothing. 10 rounds to go for ENCORE just to force an overtime here. And I don't know. It really is looking tough for them. It doesn't seem like they understand how to penetrate myRevenge's defense here.
Oh,
have not come close yet.
It's going to be aggression. They're going to get forced forward. They're going to get cut in half. The bomb is dropped, and there it is. A quick 1-for-1 for one. KHR on reflex. Managing to get 2 kills on this B site. Open it up. Barry is rotating already.
But look at this. Once again, after getting those early kills, they just hesitate.
And that is costing them big. Barry going to go down. And they've actually turned this into a 2-on-4 now. ENCORE. That shot right there on Barry was so crucial. And now it looks like myRevenge are going to back off. The thing is, they don't need to take risks.
Basically, what it looks like to me is ENCORE are just they're not making decisions at all. They have no one who wants to take on the responsibility of making those calls in this close game. And there, Exart getting that final kill in the B site made the decision for them, and that's what allowed them to finally go in. But I actually do think they struggle making those tough calls, and that is part of the reason why they've been so late so often, and that's part of the reason why they've been struggling with the clock management.
You know, that is it. That lack of leadership, that decisive decision to be made. Throw the nades at 52 and run in, full YOLO, don't hesitate, all of that sort of thing.
6:15, 9 more rounds for ENCORE to grind through. Of course, now they've gotten to that point where if they win this round, they'll be forcing myRevenge on a save. So this round is effectively worth 2 rounds. And from this point on, it's basically the same for the entire match. So ENCORE needs 9 rounds. That means they need 4 weapon rounds and 1 broken buy and 4 save rounds. That's what they need to win. 4 weapon rounds, 4 save rounds, and 1 broken buy to force overtime. When you put it that way, it's actually not inconceivable to think they could pull it off, is it?
Well, getting an entry is the first step in reflex. He has really stepped up in these last few rounds. Not top fragging yet. KHR is still leading, but this is a good performance. That is the kind of frag that they need, really, to take the risk, to take that peak, to be willing to face and then get the kill. That's what it has to happen here for ENCORE. Barry is once again pushed up here in a very interesting position. KHR spots him, though. And now he's been put on notice. He's going to get evicted. Get out. You haven't paid rent. And Barry is out. So he's a good tenant. He doesn't waste any time.
Nope. And myRevenge risking it. They're overstacking the B bomb site. And it doesn't look like it's going to pay off here with ENCORE, at least for now, looking to be headed towards the A bomb site. But once again, that hesitation comes in.
They really are taking their time with it, but this may work to their favor right now. KHR is going to run through the flames. He managed to get in here in time. Good nade and massive damage dealt, but Exart will find the kill on MupsG. And this is now potentially the bomb site open as they do find Barry lurking in pit. The man to rotate over for Asilian, however. Smokes, Smollies, everything being used right now, and 2 members remain for myRevenge. And myRevenge at this point just looking for an easy way in. And it's not going to happen really at this point. It's just too far along here. Natu is looking towards second mid to make sure that nobody can sneak up behind. He's going to walk into Kirby, goes for the spray, finds the headshot. Natu lives. And now it's Cillian, hoping that Natu's going to walk through here. Good potential for this, and he catches him off guard completely. Nade in hand, Natu gets punished. That's a rifle dropped here. And Asilian, is he going to be able to live through this? Yes, he will. And in the end, ENCORE will pick up the round. But myRevenge still on match point. Asilian holding onto that rifle is actually fairly good here, though. myRevenge, they will go on eco round.
Yep, and that rifle could actually make the difference on this save round, but 7:15 now. 8 more rounds is what ENCORE need to get to force overtime here in the grand final of ASUS ROG Summer 2014. Disturbed getting action here early on in Banana. Gets 1, gets 2. Can he get the... He gets the 3rd. Asilian gets taken out by Natu, and MupsG, the last man standing.
There's only 1 man left on this map, guys. There's 5 of you. Go and plant the bomb. As MupsG, well, that's the thing. It's an anti-eco round really coming up for ENCORE, and they do manage to actually control their spray and get good kills, not losing a single man. Money is no longer the main focus here for ENCORE, though. That's the big thing. They just need to make sure that they get these rounds on the board. It's 1 round at a time for ENCORE.
Well, it is a concern in the sense that myRevenge is going to keep saving constantly. So you don't want to let him save weapons and force yourself to have to play more gun rounds than is necessary. This comeback is already hard enough. and Disturb gets the kill. Smart play by ENCORE. They have enough money that they need to go chasing after these kills. They can't allow for the counter-terrorists to save any more weapons. 7 rounds to go as of right now, and it is going to be another buy round for myRevenge, and let's see what ENCORE has up their sleeves.
The question, isn't it, as Barry, the monster, goes after the chickens. Oh. Wait a second, what was that? Oh, that's a nice boost. Icilian, that's a cheeky spot to be putting your partner up there. Kirby could be a real nuisance actually being able to spot through, but we still see if that is going to be effective here. There are 3 members actually in Banana right now for ENCORE, looking for an angle in. I like the boost for Exart here, but nobody holding at the back of the site. He's not going to spot anybody, just going to put a shot through. That's alerting myRevenge to the fact that there is an AWP on the map. But nothing is really gained from it, and nothing is really lost. So it's myRevenge, ENCORE, kind of just floating around right now on this map. ENCORE, no early entry for them to build off of, though, right now.
50 seconds left, and ENCORE have to be careful of not letting the clock tick too much.
That's the thing. Anti-Flash is going to slow things up. Caron is actually going to rush right through. Next man through is going to be Disturbed. Needs to land the shot. Caught in the crossfire, but they decide to back off, and myRevenge are just playing this man advantage now at this point. Natu's going to sneak forward, but the man is waiting right around the corner. It's going to be Barry. He's going to peek forward, go for a spray. Not managed to get it, though. Reflex strikes, and he will get the frag. But there is the flank from mupsg, and it's a slaughter. 2 big kills for mupsg. There's a man alive in pit, and it's Zancer as well, and he's going to be holding the angle that allows them to get onto the site. mupsg crouching at the back of the site. Zancer is stepping in, and it is done. myRevenge will take it 16-8. The championship here at ASUS ROG. But a fine scoreline in the end for the young Danish team. 2-1. Over ENCORE. We can see mupsg's crucial play there at the end. The perfect flank. They caught everybody off guard. And he gets the final frag, which is fitting. The ultimate lurker in this finals. Really played well, mupsg.
Nice play by myRevenge there throughout the grand final. I mean, they didn't let that second map slaughter get into them too much. They knew they still had Inferno to play with. They played a very strong terrorist side. And they managed to win both pistols, which is obviously really, really huge. And that really is, I think, what separated the two. Plus, for ENCORE, their biggest problem by far in this tournament, in my opinion, was their very poor clock management. It seemed like they were very indecisive, especially as it went later on in the match. They just found it harder and harder to make those decisions. And that's something they're going to have to take up within their team before the next tournament, because that's going to keep haunting them. And especially if it's a problem that keeps coming up in close games, that makes it even worse.
No doubt about it. That is the struggle right now for them. And it seems like it's definitely an odd situation as well, because they were able to make it work versus Nostalgia. They did slow play a lot of rounds, and sometimes they get blocked, but it didn't seem to happen as often as it did here in the grand finals.
Well, so it is the grand final, and it was broadcast live on television, which always does add some pressure, whether the players admit it or not.
That's true.
I mean, I think the problems were there the whole tournament. It wasn't even the first time that we saw them against Nostalgia. It's just the better teams they play, the more visible they're going to be. The more the better teams are going to be able to exploit the few mistakes that their opponent makes. So that's why we kept seeing them more and more the later the tournament dragged on.
And do you think myRevenge, I mean, I'm wondering how effective it was, myRevenge's ability to be able to watch in the crowd, basically, the match versus Nostalgia. It did seem like that came to the fore, where it felt a little bit more like they had the confidence going into Inferno, because ENCORE never really seemed to be able to get anything going from them in Inferno. They lost both pistol rounds, they lost the first buy round, and from there it just seemed to devolve. myRevenge were able to just press forward.
I think it certainly helped a little bit, but like we talked about before, ENCORE had the advantage of being completely warmed up, so that's also nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that gives you help, having played a match, being completely warmed up, and knowing that whatever happens, you're going to be ready for it in terms of being warmed up and just ready to play.
That is a good point. Well, right now we are waiting. The teams are getting prepared. We shall have the prize ceremony in just a few moments' time here up on this main stage. But this has been, excuse me, as you can tell, this has been one hell of a run. 3 days, fantastic groups, excellent playoff matches through and through all day long. This has been a real pleasure being here at this tournament. We are now finally going to get to crown the champion of ASUS ROG here at Assembly Summer 2014. But
I'm just curious to see myRevenge going forward, because they did display a lot of teamwork and potential here. Like we interviewed, I think it was Kirby earlier on in the tournament. He said they'd only been practicing for about 2 weeks. So you give these guys more time to play, and you know there's tons of tournaments coming up later on in the fall. You give them some more time to practice, let them play some online leagues.
Yeah.
I think these guys can really become a force to be reckoned with.
And experience as well. That's right.
Yeah, experience obviously plays a key role.
All right. Well, let's see. We're just gonna wing it here, guys. I'm gonna yell really loud, basically, I guess. There we go. I got a mic working now. Now, not to. ENCORE, you guys have taken second place. What happened in this grand final for you? What was keeping you from managing to push forward to take the big win?
I really don't know. I'm out of words. It felt like we kind of ran out of steam or something, and we didn't win those situations we did most of the time before, and yeah, just some silly stuff.
Now, we saw you guys playing very patient CS, yes, but sometimes it seemed like, you know, making those critical decisions to move forward ended up, and not making them, essentially, running down more and more time on the clock kind of put you guys in a hard spot. Is that something you're going to be focusing on in the future?
I mean, you know, we played together for like, I think 3 weeks, so mistakes and things not always going your way are essentially going to happen. So it's going to take some work to, you know, iron out all those issues.
And what's the next event that we can expect to see you at?
That's a very good question, which I don't have an answer to.
I hope it's soon, man, because you had a fantastic performance. You made it here to the finals. Congratulations, guys. And we should have second place, a check here for you. Excuse me, 3,000 USD. So that will cover, what, a couple beers here in Europe, you know, US. And a certificate, actually, here. A certificate of honor, 5 of them?
Yeah.
And 5 of them, along with the medals here. Silver medals and second place here at Assembly 2014. Congratulations, guys. Don't worry, Disturbed. You get a medal, too. You get a medal, too, man. There we go. Seems fitting that they're being given to you by the head admin as well. You're like, well fought, guys. But this is going to be the medal. But guys, congratulations. And the trophy as well, so you guys get to take that as well. But congratulations, guys. Now, let's go ahead and get our first place team up on the stage. If you guys want to walk just this way. Let's get our first place team up on the stage. I'm sorry, guys, it's too small, but beers later. myRevenge, the Danish team that went all the way through the brackets, through the groups. They survived every opponent thrown at them, and in the end, they emerged victorious. They even brought a flag with them. They were prepared for this situation. But guys, in the end, a very well fought semi-final, quarterfinal, and in the end, a grand final over the team that ended up taking out Nostalgia in the semis, but a 2-1 win and a fantastic performance on Inferno. But here is the grand prize, 5,000 USD, and let's get the medals as well, and we'll do the interview after that. But congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
Now, here is your certificate, sir. Certificate. Certificate. You are now a pro CS player. It's confirmed. Now don't lose that. Put it in your wallet. And so, that's for him over there. But hey, you're a pro player too. There was an extra certificate, so you're a pro player too by proxy. So let's go ahead and hear real quick. This is it. You guys won 2-1. ENCORE, seen as favorites to take the whole thing. Going into it, what was your battle plan?
Our battle plan was we saw them play with a strategy, and then we saw that they played really slow. So we were just like as T, we go really fast, so we can like caught them off guard, and then as CT, we just save our smoke and flashes, so that they couldn't do their strats.
And that essentially seemed to work perfectly because it seemed time and time again, ENCORE were getting bogged down, not really running in time to clock. But you guys in particular kept your cool throughout those situations. And when it came time, you were able to land the shots that got you the rounds. How did it feel, however, when ENCORE were able to come back on that second map? You know, you had a great performance on the first map, but in the second map, ENCORE come back, take it to 1-1. What were you telling yourselves going into that final map for the title?
We kind of well, I can't find a word, but we lost both pistol rounds and both first weapon rounds, and then we had like advantage situations every round as CT, but they just hit their shots, and so we just said to ourselves that we need to aim better. So.
And what's the next step for you now that you've taken your first title?
There's a Danish lane called NPF where all the Danish team goes. So. And then there's ESWC qualifier and the DreamHack qualifier. So, yeah.
All right, well, best of luck in the qualifiers. Best of luck at the LAN, guys. You earned it. Very well played, and we're definitely going to be keeping our eyes on you guys in the near future. But that is it. Go and celebrate. You've earned the win. But our team, myRevenge, the champions of ASUS ROG, they've done it. This is it. And a nice trophy as well. Bam! Photo op opportunity. Snap them. And they got the photos right there. Okay, so we'll see those guys up on the site later. But guys, that is going to be it for us here at ASUS ROG in Helsinki, Finland. It has been yet another amazing tournament here. And big shout outs to our sponsor, ASUS ROG, for making all this possible. But that is going to be it. Good evening. We shall see you next time.